I'm thinking we're live. It looks like we might be live. I guess I could check it on here. Okay, guys. So my man set me up. Oh, yeah, it does have a thing. It looks like we're live. Cool. All right, I'm gonna do a weird thing real quick. We're going to share. We're gonna share it to Facebook, and we're gonna hit next real quick and post. Okay, so maybe Facebook peeps will find us too. All right, cool. So we're live. Sweet. How fun. Okay, so my man set me up a computer and a program and new sound, and he tried to dial in the audio. It might minimize the obnoxious noise of the powered um, pasta machine. We'll see. But I actually was a very good girl, and I like preconditioned my clay, and I have like all my translucent is already all prepped, and I did things. Very proud of myself this morning. But yeah, so today I was playing around last night, and these happened. Let's see, hold on. We've got a cool thing we're supposed to be able to do. Let's see if it works. The zoom in camera. And it's a good zoom in camera. Okay. But it's blipping like that, so it can't be the whole camera. Anyway, but yeah, so this is what I was playing with yesterday, and I absolutely love how these came out. Like, these are epic, and it froze on that camera. Make that camera go away. Go to sleep for a minute. Think about what you did wrong. Where's the basket? There we go. It's my basket of, so this was the initial version. Let's see if this camera will work again. So my first attempt at this, I was like, oh yeah, I have this great idea of doing this thing. Are you going to come back? Come on. No, nope. Apparently it is decided it doesn't exist. Okay, we'll go up here. We'll try it again in a minute. Second camera thing is definitely being quirky. So this was my first. Ooh, lighting's weird. I can't do that. Oh, all right. I will have to learn how to use that. Is that saying something? No, it's not saying anything. Sorry, guys. I know it's gonna be extra weird today, but it might be extra cool. Oh, okay. So we'll come back here. There we go. It just went to sleep and came back up. So yeah, so I was playing with it, and this is what I came up with. And I was like, well, that's almost the idea, but I think I totally forgot to put in the extra layer of translucent I meant to put in there. So I like went back to square one, turn you off, and then I figured out to, and that was all colored. This was all colored, different colors of foil. And then this version is just silver foil with alcohol inks on it. And I did use metallic alcohol inks, but I don't think you need to. So that was going to be one of the things I might fiddle with is one of these might be, do I want oranges on the purple or do I want blues on the purple on the gold? Let's see. Yeah, so there's some blues. So we might try playing with some blue greens on the silver on the purple. What do we got? Okay, so these are both purple. Somewhere else, there's the ones that are on the tan. So tan is going to be this. And I just messed up my piece of foil for that one. Hold on. Organize. Sorry. ADD's kicking hard this morning, guys. Well, this afternoon. Are we afternoon? Oh, we're not quite afternoon. I did make it morning. Yay. All right. So we'll get back to that in a moment. Ta-da! Alcohol inks galore. Yes, I am obsessive and I collect stuff and it gets ridiculous. But anyway, okay. So to start, I figured you guys might want to see how I got this awesome, just beige color. It's like such a fun beige. Oh, you guys are going to see all the mess up stuff that usually happens outside of the camera range that I get to pretend didn't happen. And now it's going to be real, isn't it? All right, let's see. So the colors, I really do want this one to work. Will it work now? Ha, okay. Nope, maybe. Yeah, it gets frozen. All right, so that is going to have to be troubleshot. Whatever. Okay, so this great tan is actually a mix of, where are we? So that's copper and mint green. I even saved the tags for you guys. Prove it out because I would not have guessed that copper and mint green would end up giving us this like great tan color. Wouldn't have guessed, but that was one of those days I think I did it live with you guys where I was running through colors and I was like, wow, that's a great color. So this color keeps catching my eye in my little bins. So I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool for something just super natural toned, not really a color, but not really a gold, not really a metallic, just fun. Anyway, so this does work, I swear. Wow. Oh, I just like that. Hopefully it doesn't show up much at all. Mixing, mixing, mixing. We're getting some blending. You can start seeing that color coming out there. So if you did like a Skinner blend on it, there might be some version of it you like better than others. There it's going too green. And just gotta learn my angles. Now it's going really funky and green. And I still would have been like, no, that could never become that. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it eventually goes. Oh man, I think I had a little more green than copper, maybe. I'm getting there though. Still looks greenish. Oh wait, no, the copper's coming back. Oh, there, we're about there. So yeah, believe it or not, that wackadoo color becomes tan. I would not have guessed that when I was originally mixing those out. Anyway, okay, so here's our pretty tan. It has no green tone to it. Like it's just the orangey copper and the green just cancel out to neutral. So yeah, that's one of my current favorite neutrals for like a medium neutral, not a light neutral. I still like my ecru mix. Sorry, there's a hair there. So normally you wouldn't see me doing that. Whatever. Learning new things. All right, so one layer. These are rolled out on like a 2, I believe. Doesn't need to be super thick, doesn't need to be super thin. We're going to lay oil on it. Off the edge just the littlest bit. And you can just use its paper to rub it down. I thought I had a piece of silver pulled out still for the other one. Didn't accidentally throw it away, did I? Nope. He made me reorganize my desk so that the laptop would fit on it. There we go. More leaf. I thought I had all my leaf pulled out, but okay. So I got a little baggie, another Amazon. Pretty sure it's Amazon. A piece of silver out of here. Got a handful of good metallic colors. This set, and then I have a set that's like all the bright, vibrant, obnoxious colors in the bottom drawer. Okay, and so it's nice when you have your green or your clay cut out to about the size of your metal leaf, or you can lay a sheet of leaf down and then cut out around it. So the easiest way to get it on there is just paper and shimmy it out, and then pop it on. Okay, so then I had a couple different thoughts. Is A, you use different color metallics, you're going to get a different effect of the alcohol. Silver is going to be as bright and toned as, to match what it is you're working on. If you want to shift the colors around a little, you can go to a gold. And then the other thing I wanted to play is I had another idea I was going to start last night, and I decided not to, is that's my really dark purple with this purple. And so the green and copper, that's 1-to-1. This is 2 purple to 1 graphite pearl. So that's the recipe on this good purple. That's a great purple too. I've been using it all over the place lately. It's been like my new favorite. All right. Scoot that back so these guys can pull up a little. We can put you completely out of sight because we don't need you. I have one extra tile, so that's good. All right, so do I want to stick with those color schemes for that, or do I want to do one a little? No, I think I'll just stick with that. So we'll do these guys on the tan. Just see where these guys side by side. Sorry, it's gonna be lots of learning curvings today. Okay, and then I gotta shake these all up. Sorry. So the metallics, I used these all last night, so hopefully they'll just shake. Yeah, it's like they're letting go really quickly. So especially with the metallics, you always have to watch the bottom and make sure that all the little bead is rolling and making noise, and that you get all the metallic pulled off the bottom because they tend to settle. So they're usually a little different color on the bottom. Alrighty. Take the lids off. If anybody cares, I have these little holders on Etsy. Just little ink bottle holders. I'll show you this. I'm making better roller holders that are specifically for the rollers. Size to match everything. These are small double tall. So a small roller holder will hold the small double talls, and because it's so securely in there, you can like grab them. I like these. These work great. So I'm super happy with the way those turned out. I was putting them in these, and if you knock it or anything, everything falls out of it. So, and then the sizing on the exterior matters. We're like, these are these are thinner than these, which are thinner than the purple ones, so they didn't all fit on the same sizing. So I went to an inner diameter, and then the outer rim fits everything. So anyway, they'll all fit on that. But back to this. So yeah, so just playing with alcohol inks. There's a couple little dots here and there. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And then go over here on the silver. And then I think I'm gonna go with the gold with the oranges, and I actually might grab some. Oh, I don't have anything red out. So that might have been a terrible idea. And that I want to do in blues. And I might play with that one with just straight alcohol inks and not. I might choose to do that again. So stop. A little bit of blue. I want to intermingle some. So it gets me a pretty little greenish tone in there too. So that's a nice little intermingling of colors. And then I don't want it too heavy. Yeah, I'm not doing. I don't want much of that to be straight silver. So switching colors in. Gold can have a little bit of background color showing. I think I need to put more orange in there. So fun watching those colors. Let me see if it'll do this. If I do that, I like little. I think this came with some resin I bought at some point, but I just want to try to drag that out. And I'm getting some sort of reconnection. Oh, so yeah, that camera must have disconnected. Getting funky notifications. I'm gonna kind of pull that into a little bit more of the places where it's being shallow and not quite filling. The other option is I could spritz it with some alcohol and then I get some really solid fill. I don't think I want to do that. I just want to get that to break its barriers. Spritz it, it's gonna make it all blend together a bunch more. If I'd started with the spritz on there, it would have been worth it, but okay. So yeah, that's drying really quick. So that'll be the first one we get to play with. Baby wipes got lost. Alrighty. Things away. Always put things away. All right, so that I might have to wake up with a touch of alcohol. I wanted to go red tones. These are non-metallics. And in there, lemonade. That sounds like that's going to be bright. Butterscotch. That sounds like a good yellow. Let's see. Another non-metallic orangey something. Valencia. What are you? Elise. Sunset orange? I don't know. I like you. Terracotta. Yep. That. We want one of those. All right. So we'll just check these out. We'll just play with a couple orange tones. We've got a little bit of metallic in what we put down already. But that is something different. So we're actually going to definitely stay. That was, sorry, that was the Valencia orange down first. And we're hitting, what color are you? Oh, sunset orange. It's very similar to Valencia. I don't think I'm noticing any difference. And then some butterscotch. And we'll start on an outer edge. Okay, so thing we just learned. The alcohol inks come up much brighter and let a lot more of the metal leaf come through. So what would happen if we add a little? What's that? It's reactivating some of that. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Okay, and then this I wanted to go with blues. And I'm not going to start with that because I don't want it to take over. Let me close these up then. Your lid seemed like a good idea to put the lids in there. Right. And I'm going to be seeing purples through it. So mostly what I want is like teals into blue. What are you? You look good. Bottle. Actually, if I remember correctly, that is a great green color. Nice. Bright green. This I plan on hitting up with some alcohol to make it spread and do the craziness. And then clover, maybe. That's a real green too. We don't want to do too much of that. And we were into the teals, but maybe not. Mermaid, that was what I was thinking clover was. Yeah, there we go. That's doing the thing I wanted. These brighter blue, straight turquoise. Turquoise, that's good. Or pool, pool's the other good one. Probably enough of that. Let's drop a little pool. Actually, I don't think I'm going to need to add any alcohol to keep them moving. But I have a feeling this is going to take a lot longer to dry. Yeah, that's fine. We will. If we can. There we go. Some light on that so you can see it a little better. Yeah, I'm going to be excited when I can get the close-up cam to work. Try one more time. Yeah, you can definitely see. Yep, and it froze. So that's all the time that gets. All right, so we'll just let those hang out up there to dry because that's the spot I can put stuff. And I think we're doing pretty good here. The actual alcohol ink on this one is just a tiny bit wet still. So paper towel it and just give it a once over. That's not going anywhere. That we lost $1, so that'll probably be dry enough pretty quickly. All right, so back to the loud pasta machine. My, my translucent. A couple little specks trying to show up in it, but whatever. All right, so next thing is translucent. Gonna start on a 2 because that's what this is already now. And then I'm just gonna, it's about the width of my project, so I'm just gonna start stretching it long. To 5, 7. That should do it. Just down there. So I want this thin, not obnoxiously thin. Where did I put my blades? That's always the question. Those need a better spot. This is more reachable. Okay. Oh, there's a hair trying to take over my project. Yeah. Strip line there. She laid down. There we go. All right. This you off. They're just translucent, so you can go back in the pile. And I can keep my translucent scraps. That's just going to be messy. So now we have some translucent down. Take a piece of paper and burn it all in. Nice little garnish. Okay. And pull these up. There we go. I'm just going to run through the pop machine on a 0. Lift and compress that down. And take out whatever air bubbles. Tiniest bit more length. Now, I'm going to go to that pan. I think I'm going to have to roll out another piece for the second. Let's get this as wide as it needs to be. Just get wider. And 5. And 7. And 7 with the stretch. It should be plenty long. Oh, and if anybody is wondering, it is Cernet translucent for that translucent color. I don't know that I'm going to be able to have enough of this. So I'm going to have to roll out another one. That might cover it. I think we can get it to stretch and cover it and see. Oh yeah, it'll do it. Okay. Your translucent layer definitely needs to have enough there that it exists. So that was at a, I did at a, did I go down to 7 maybe? But the pan I took down to a 7, but then I stretched it because we want that a little bit thinner. I probably possibly could have stopped that translucent at a 5, but it still felt so thick that it seems fine. So we'll see how that turns out. And those are not single color scraps, so try to be separated. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and grab you and run you through the pasta machine, not at a 7, back to a 0. Get that in there really good. And I'll go ahead and go down to 2, but one phase at a time. Just to get a little bit more out of this. All right, so the first one we're going to do, I'm going to use that same roller that I used, because that's going to do that effect exactly the same. It's going to need a little time to sit. So shoot onto the plate. All right. And roller, water. That. I don't want it to lose all wetness, but I don't need it like saturated. Okay. And then, so again, double tall rollers. These are fun. So the small double tall has become my new favorite size, and I'm probably going to have one of every pattern in my collection. So you go ahead and stand up. Always helps to have just that littlest bit of extra pressure. You can put the handles on because it helps to just kind of give your pinkies a little, you can kind of spread out the press and you get a little bit more even. Always start just inside from the outer edge because it's less likely to stick. And because this has so much like texturized detail in the background, I want to make sure that it all gets a really heavy, good press. Okay, so the pattern that this roller runs out. Yeah, pretty. I like it. And let's see, actually, can we get that back in? And so we get like a minute of it, and that's all. It's all the texture in the background, but that is just pretty. Oh, it's actually working this time. Okay, back to sleep now. All right, so yes, love it. Now the next thing I need to use, and these are the Ultimate Stain. I don't know how I ended up. It's probably a Facebook ad or something. But it brought me to these, and I started playing with them, and they're kind of awesome. So they have paints and stains and glazes. And paint is liquidy but nice. The stain is awesome. Um, and the reason I kind of like it a little bit better than the alcohol inks is it's water activated, not alcohol activated. So I'm happier spritzing my clay with water and letting that let the stain run rather than alcohol because that kind of dries it out and then you can get kind of cracky for no good reason. I wonder if this will let me work on this camera. It'll stay up. Let's see how long this stays up for us. And get in there a little bit closer. At least it's closer up of what we're doing. All right, so a couple little drip drops. I'll have to spray it again. And get the centers of these flowers too, because once those get sliced off, they're still kind of usable. All right, all that. So this one is walnut, and that I go to a lot so far. Finger across it, everywhere. All righty. And it's a lot less messy than the alcohol inks. Way less messy. All right, we'll let the blippy camera go back to sleep. Things away. So yeah, go ahead and pull a little of the wet out because I don't need it all that dark, and I don't want it to take forever and ever and ever to dry. But just so you can get a feel for the effect that has. You're still trying to do that. There we go. That's the original color. That's the amount of toning that we got from putting that stain in there. So, and the reason I'm using the stain is because that had all that pebbling and that texture effect to that base layer. So I like that, and I want that to be a thing. Now we're just going to set that over there, let that dry. Throw out my messy stain-covered paper towel, get a new one, and the laundry's done. Okay, so we are still on the brown and orangey tones. And I had another roller. I had a couple of ideas I wanted to play with. I'm thinking you. So this was a pattern called Large Flowers. So basically, what's going to work here is anything that has, for this effect, is anything that has a wide enough opening. So like these are fantastic, and you'll see why in a bit. But that whole flower can get shaved off. And basically, what we did is we pushed the brown down in, which allows that translucent in the middle leaf to come up. So that's what's going to get us that cool effect is as long as we have enough space coming up, what we have coming up will become the translucent. So that's why I would use an embossing here. And I think this has enough room in it. Or I could go find the full size one. I don't think I have anything else over here that's pattern is screaming for the Yeah, I don't see anything else. I want to do these little sunflowers, but I'm going to do them on the purple, and they're really shallow, so we're going to have to go very, very narrow. Got these as an option for sunflowers. They're fatter. You know, let's do this one. Let's do that one instead of the other. I like that. All right, I'm going to slim this out a little more too, because I don't think it needs to be quite so thick. Because I kind of want a little more surface area to work with. All right, this paper is going to be a little bit longer in drying. You know what I do have? But it's not the big roller. I have the old sunflowers that are in the deep. Nah, I want to do this one. Oh, wait. Surface roller. Feels like there's parts that aren't wet. It's better if I hold it away. And I feel braver to multi-spray it. Let's roll this guy out. Two just little short rolls and making sure I'm maintaining really good pressure. This whole thing goes super deep because the only way this is going to work is if we have enough depth and pattern to slice away. It's really fun too. Oh, yay. And then this one doesn't necessarily need to be colored behind because that tan background is just plenty pretty. All right. So I want my large flexi blade. Let's see if we can run this on shorty the low camera so you guys can see a little bit more of what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Let's see. Did you wake up? Wakey, wakey. Let me switch to you. And that's a really good sunflower. I'm trying to figure out what the easiest angle to get at here. Okay, so slightly, you know, I'm switching to the smaller blade. It's easier to control. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. So we want to get through the tan and just into that translucent. And start to see that little bit of color coming through. Now, if that's too much, I'm going to actually just take that back down. Pretend we didn't go that far. There we go. That's exactly perfect. And that was too far. All right, little tiny, tiny, tiny gentle. There we go. That's perfect. So, yeah, this is going to be one that takes some absolute finesse with shading. And all those little leaves. Sunflower heads are going to be gorgeous, though. Right, this one may be listed on the website. I can't remember if I got it up on Etsy or not. Still working on getting everything up on the website. Still working on getting everything on Etsy. I'm gonna have to quit my day job before too much longer because the shop takes so much time, but it's awesome. So I'm loving it. Um, The other thing too to remember is technically if you don't get it sliced quite far enough to expose as much as you want to, you can go back with the you can go back in with when you sand it, you can sand off another little bit of it. So if you basically you're better off cutting not enough than too much. So like there I got a little too much and you can see the hard spot of foil. So I got through the translucent. That was where I was saying you can go with a kind of fatter piece of translucent. I think when I do the purple ones, we're going to see if we can get away with like a 3 or 4 in translucent and see what that does. Might get a little too thick to see through. So that's kind of the game you got to play is figure out your pasta machine, your style, your slicing, the amount you take off, and Making sure that feels like that's getting too deep. And that from the other side so that I don't keep pulling it as far as I was. So if I'd have continued that slice, just the angle it was already pulling at would have taken it even deeper. There we go. Oh, it froze. Sorry, guys. Go back to this one. Yeah. Slicing takes a while, especially if you're trying to be careful and not just really quick to see what's underneath it. Bad habit of doing that. Getting over charismatic in my slicing. And as multi-piece as these are, those are not going to be the best shavings to do anything with. So, just making a pile. Multi-piece without any color, so it's basically just adding translucent to this tan. So it's really not going to do anything if you tried to, and even making beads out of them, I don't think it'll do much. If it was a color other than tan or multiple colors, it might be pretty, but leaves and things in there. Center on that one is not stuck yet. And that might get finished off better if I do it sanding rather than slicing. I actually took some of the color off of that one. Whoops. Shallow slicing. I'm thinking that monstera leaf pattern I have might be really cool for this too. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that because I think that's plenty exposed and I think it's going to be plenty fun. And I'm going to, since that's still drying over here, that was actually probably going to take us a while to get to too. Check on our ink over here. Oh yeah, that is almost dry. We're getting there. Okay, we'll be able to do those in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and cut out a couple shapes here and throw them in the oven so that those get started. I'm thinking either big teardrop, like that big fat teardrop. Maybe if one of them, kind of want that whole, I don't know, guys. See if we can watch it here. So yeah, I've got either do it like that. Go that way. Ooh, there it is. So then I get a whole sunflower and a half a sunflower. Let's take that one first. Big pendant is always the most important one to make the decision on. That's good. All right, so one big pendant. Definitely want some earrings that match that, but I don't think I want them shape I think I want to go more narrow and long. I can take the other half of that sunflower. It doesn't give me much else, but it is going to match the set really nicely. So ensure that I don't line up on that. Oh, he froze. Sorry, guys. Do that. And needs to be the other side. On that side. So it's on that side. Yeah, probably worth taking. All right. Not sure what I can do with what's down here. My hairs, that wasn't even a papillon hair. Oh, I got the dogs quiet today. I don't know how we did that, but definitely not handing out bones to try to distract them again. Because that was the worst idea ever. All right, set that aside for now. Um, that's a good piece. I guess I'll pull all of this off so that I can get to it a little easier. Oh, actually, probably gonna end up pulling that off of there and cooking it on paper because I don't want to have to sand it all the backs. No, I will be sanding the front, so no, it stays put. Okay. Let's see. It's really pretty through there. I almost wonder if a circle would be fun for that. Way. Where did the circle go? Circle, 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 circles. Mm, just shy of a circle. Just a little stretch on it. There we go. Yeah, I think that's really good for that. Yeah, that one's fun. It's hard to not take these in bigger pieces. There's not really much in there that looks like it would make good studs where you actually get to see what we've got working with. So circles don't dangle well. Um, I'm gonna go with the circle for the earrings. It's very floral, but doesn't actually match it. I don't know if I want to take over, and those two don't exactly. Oh, that matches that. Not if I go that way. Actually, I might be able to get that to give me both of those. One side of that flower. Oh, you guys can't quite see what I'm working with there, can you? The other side, but I don't think that's gonna work. Right there. And then what can I do there? I'm thinking, where's my rectangle? The rounded one? Yep, that'll fit just barely. I'm gonna take the tip of that off. And I kind of do want to get pull that out of there. I do that. And then you have those pieces. There we go. going with you. All right. So it's that I want all that flour and as much of this as possible. Trying not to lose the tips of that flour, so I need more over here. Issue. All right. So, are we going to be allowed to have a little bit of this so we can see what we did here? See how long it'll last this time. Nope, not at all. Right up here. So that angle is your better lighting. So they look kind of boring now, but they're going to be pretty epic once they go through the toaster oven. So I'm going to throw these in so that hopefully by the time we get done with some other stuff, we'll actually have some stuff to see what the effect is. Okie dokie. So how dry are we here? We are getting there, but there's still some up there still looks wet. So I'm going to give that a few more minutes. Oh, what to do with all the scraps. I have a feeling those will make some pretty beads. All right. Oh, actually, I didn't show you guys what I did with the scraps last time. Yesterday's bunches, I kind of just pressed them all together like that and got them as compressed as possible. And use, nope, too far smushed. Too far smushed. You know what? Let me just go away. How about that? But yeah, so I just pretty much pressed them all together like that. And there it is. And that gave me that effect. So yeah, I'll probably end up doing that with all the scraps. And these guys are a little small to be useful, but still a good bit of patterning and such. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I did with the scraps last time. And some of them are much smaller still, so that still works. So anyway, I'll play around with that later. A later date. No, you go there with all your scraps. Oh, the scrappy friends up there. All right. Let's do these guys next then, because I think we are completely dry here. I believe so. It's a little damp, but okay, I think we're dry. So we cover these with our translucent. Let's run this back out. We're going to go a tiny bit thicker than we did last time. 3, 4. I want a 5 at least. I want to be able to see through it. So 5, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can see through it here well enough, so hopefully it will work. All right. Into the green. Okay, burn is shooting. All finished. Guess I should probably double check to make sure we're actually still streaming. Looks like it. Looks like we're still live. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Edges off. And there's some colorizing on that, so that doesn't get to go back into the pile. All right, you guys are all good there. Move through the pasta machine. We don't want that blade for. That's the good slicing blade. We don't want that one for this. Derp. Lit. All right, 0, just a set that translucent into the foil. Tiny stretch at the end of that. Now we need our dark purple. And definitely have to stretch out another piece for that. We have enough for one. Out to a 7. Stretch it. Push it down. Furnishing paper is getting sticky. So about time to give it up. Yeah, it's in the garbage. Okay, face that properly. You come up. So this is all the oranges. So this is definitely going to be that other side. 0. Don't ruin the project. I think we're able to do it on a 2, weren't we? Wider, a little longer. Okay. I have another spare tile. These are all sanded, so I can knock these guys all off. Away. Julie, still need a layer of dark purple. So we'll get back to you in a moment. Be a good girl and put them in the bin so they're not just laying around. So, piece of paper. Shoe down. Actually, you know what? This was the one. It's a really shallow roller. So I'm going to go ahead and stretch this a little bit more. Just a little. I'm going to go to a 3. Yeah. I want to make sure that I can get enough of that to show up. Part of me is a tiny bit tempted to like just do a corner and see, you know what? Yeah. Because I don't want to waste all of this if it doesn't work. So you just go over there for a second. Right here and burnish down. Here. She's soaky wet. And slightly dry. Burnish you. Just need sure I get the good imprint. Yeah. Use the right one. Okay. Had a moment of like, oh wait, was that the right one? Embossing. That's what we need. Okay. So make sure that okay. Yep. We will be able to get through to yes. So that will work. That's all I needed. Is I didn't want to waste this whole slab if that was going to be too shallow. Alrighty. So that's on there, so we'll go with it. Yeah, and this is why I ended up on the double tall rollers, is I can go to an extra large, which gives me the full 4 inches, but then my pattern gets bigger. And deeper is okay, but super wide just doesn't do it. So that's why I went this route. And I think it is my new favorite size. Lots of weight behind it, lots of even press. I wasn't at all planning on doing anything with the background color because dark purple is just cool. And I don't think it needs any embellishing because I think it'll work perfect. Okay, so we will sit here. here and slicey. I'm aiming to just exactly get, let's see it there. I just want that whole ringlet off of it. And then, okay, so that was just a tiny bit too much. So I need to just find that fine line of getting enough of the leaves off, getting too deep into that ringlet. That might be too deep. No, that was perfect. I find having a little, no, don't do that. That was too deep. I know that was too deep. Just coming at it with just a slightly like pivot seems to work. I could almost use those little ringlets for something else too, but don't go so deep. Yeah, that's getting deep. And come at that other side so that I slice it and don't keep following with the depth. And I don't think these cuttings are going to do much because that dark purple is just going to flow through the translucent. So like the couple of them that do that might be interesting to use, but I don't think they're going to be cuttings that are worth doing anything with again. Not on this project. Yep, let's get deep. So change my angle down a little. Actually, that's okay. That might be slice worth doing something with after the fact because that is actually pretty. Y'all can see that. The rest of this I can just bundle up. Maybe you, maybe you. Probably not because there's no color in that. So it's only worth keeping them if they pick up some of the metallic. And I don't want to do much of that. So it's not the plan. I want most of the metallic to stay down as I slice off another section of it. That's note to self, sand back some of this if it doesn't all go off. Oh, okay. Chew, chew. You get deep. And I'm stealing pieces. You weren't any good anyway. Just stay there. Alrighty. Angle. Put you over here with the keeper ones because you might be useful. Believe how well napping the dogs are being today. Oh, actually, no. I remember why they were being so crazy last week was because I have a girl coming in season, and it's really funny how much that disrupts everybody. They tend to be neurotic. They just get loud and tell me all about everything for no good reason for like a week before they come in. And then once they're in heat, then they shut up about it and they leave it alone. So I think that was part of last week's blow up. And then the bones didn't help. Yep. Spicy, 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 spicy. so much fun, yet so like you have to be willing to just be patient with it and not get fast. Yeah, and that's kind of why we create, isn't it? To stop running through the day and sit down and just make something. Brain shut off, not be planning a million things, just chill and create and see what happens. That's right, I want to keep you as you are. Let's just change angles so I'm not working into that space and not so prone to keep doing what I'm doing there and messing that up. That's a good slice. It was like wave skipping there. It was like boink, boink, boink. Uh, kind of. You think you discover something, then you mess it back up again, right? And that's always the way of it. Like, no, I got this. No, I don't. No, I don't. I didn't find anything. I lied. Not what I meant. Yeah, it's always the way with being creative. Okay. I don't know, I'm thinking that's looking pretty darn good. Try to get too carried away. I'm going to lose my sunflower effect, and we're just going to have flat, very cool looking oranges peeking through translucent. But I want to try to keep that effect of the sunflowers. I don't mind keeping that the center on them because I think that'll give it more definition once we go to cut stuff out. Okay, I like these pieces too. I kind of like that mess. It's working. So I think that would actually work to roll up and make it. Don't steal that. I didn't want to steal it. I just wanted that garbage piece. So yeah, because that's got an amount of color coming through it, I'm gonna just save those. You see, it's not just translucent; it's got a bunch of color coming through it. I'm gonna save those as scraps to work with later because I think they're worthy. Um, that's all the base scraps, and definitely keeping those to work with later. Shame is now they're all on this tile, and I will bake on tile, so rats. All right, let's see if I can get these to just move without getting destroyed. Oop. And if it's just translucent, it's not really going to do much, but the translucent with a bit of fire in it will probably be amazing. That piece I definitely want to make something out of. The rest of that may not matter. That definitely doesn't. Oh, there's the scrap pile. Lay down. Oop. Okay, release. Okay, out of the way with you. And let's take a couple to cut out here. Don't want to burnish you exactly, maybe a little bit, but I don't want to lose that little bit of detail I have in the centers. And let me do, oh, I did have like all my cutters away when I'm done. Decorate that. For whatever reason, this is always like one of my favorite shapes. That's what we're looking at. So this, we don't have to see the orange to know we're going to see it through the whitish. But it helps if we do. I want an area that is the most fiery and most obviously sunflowers. They're nice and big. Ooh, right there. All of that. I like that line of sunflowers right there. Even though it ends in something fiery, they're not quite as sunflower looking. I like that. So for you, I don't know. That's what I'm doing. I want this one. So, release. There we go. Um, hmm, it shows a bit of good fire and good sides of sunflower shapies. Alrighty. Across this. Definitely think it helps if you get the head with some texture. I don't see anything sunflower in that once you cut it out, but this one I think I do. Yeah, that may fail as an earring. One more. Almost wondering if this wouldn't be cool for those the bracelets that I've been doing that I oh there we go. These guys. I like doing these. And even if I just cut out a bunch of those that shape and finish it at some other point, that might actually be really pretty. Let me do that really quick. Not, that's not right. Yes. So I usually do 8 of them. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm not gonna lie, that seems to be a very good shape for the flowers. Seven, 8. And then I'm gonna do 2 more because then I think I'm going to do a matching. Nope, I do that for the other pendant. For whatever reason, it just seems to fit this. Oh, there it is. So funny. Sometimes diagonal is better than straight. Huh? Much of the fire in there as possible. So, and there's 2 more. Right. And 2. Yeah, something about that little rectangle shape just catches the right amount. So I like that better than the long, tall guy. Put it into place. And there you go. And put you back down. Alrighty. Yes, I like that. Those work. Not much else to do here. So I can just get peeled back and some of those guys are that will have to be backed. Oh, that's right. I did punch this thinner. We went down to a 3 or 4 with it. So yeah, that's a lot thinner than I usually like to work. Usually 2 is about as thin as I go, but so the bracelet, it's actually good to do them thin like this, but because I back them, I stack a couple layers. Um, Actually might marble this and use that for the backing for those. Actually going to translucent can get moved. It'll just be a pile of this stuff. Let me grab a pokey stick. Get those out of there. That pokey stick is on. There we go. I'll just go the thin-handled one. And here you. All right, so the rest of that. Okay, those should be really pretty. So how long? We have been almost 30 minutes on the guys in there, so we should start seeing some color coming. Where did my towel disappeared? Yep, color's starting to come through on those, so look at how fun! That really does cool stuff. I'll come a little more as it cools. I'm gonna let them keep baking because there's no such thing as overbaked and there is such thing as underbaked. So, as far as I know, there's no such thing as overbaked. Oh, and on to the last one. All right, so back to this guy. Your messy scraps. You go on the messy scrap plate. You go on the messy scrap plate. Okay, go away too. So this one, I just simply want to take just like the heads of the flowers. And try to leave as much of that detail in there as possible. So like even on the flowers, I'm going to leave like that center a little darker. I want to make sure we're getting to the translucent. So all of that slice to the translucent, but not through it. Gentle, yeah, whatever. Bottom corner, don't matter. I got too far on that one. Just through end of the translucent, and that's all. Too far. Not enough. Let's do that quite. There we go. Not gonna end up using any of this for anything else. I absolutely love how stone-like that background comes out on this. This is so pretty. Oh, slice it. Oh, that was a good slice. Lots of detail without being overdone. Enough. I love these little fine flowers too. They're so cute. Oh, my fingers. Any tan left on that? There we go. No, no, just gonna reset that. Felt too deep. Slice. There we go. Perfect. Don't I have one more? Yeah, I do have another purple one we can do. Okay, that's right. I thought I did. That's up to you guys. Maybe I'll cut short on that one. And just share pictures once I'm done. I like that the best when you can leave enough of the eye that you get all the stain in the middle of the eye. I think that looks the best. Oops. I don't think I'm saving that flower. Stop trying to save it. I have plenty of scraps. I have plenty of pieces to do stuff with. This felt like they got stuck down. That's weird. Clay is attracting clay. Don't get sucked back in. All right, I think that's plenty. That was by far the easiest one to slice out, huh? Okay. All the scraps. And I think that wide square is what I like the most on that too. That came out really pretty. It's become like my favorite go-to lately. It's funny how like I get obsessed with the shape and then I change the shape and then I go to another shape and then it's so easy to just get hung up on repetitive go-to behaviors. But all right, so on the rectangles again, knock everything over, put things away so I can find them the next time. So we're having stuff everywhere. Yeah. It's really funny watching my man have to clear my desk first so that Daryl could do what he wanted to do to get that system running. And like, I have stuff everywhere. It's so bad. It's quite pretty. It's so neat how pastel it starts out and then you put it in the oven and then it's like glows. It's amazing. So there's that. And then do I want one of these for the earrings? They're so small. So cute with the little double. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that. Part of me kind of wants to make a long strip of that into a bracelet, but it's not. It's almost almost enough to make a cuff bracelet out of. Maybe another time. I'll wait to cut another one of those. I'm gonna do that set out so I remember I want to cut another one of those till I figure out what else I'm going to use. But I do the big circle. I usually like big. Oh, it was a big the square looks good too. Yeah, that looks really good. Uh, hmm. Not sure that the hmm, yeah, it's not wide enough. It doesn't pick up enough details. That's one teardrop size. What I mean, like somehow this is made to be. I don't know. I just kind of like that big square. I don't like how much you lose at the top, although that's pretty. That actually is pretty. I wonder if I want to keep that little guy in it. Probably. Yeah, you lose so much of the detail at the top. Oh yeah, totally. Alrighty. So with that, um, part of me wants the thinner earrings, but I don't think so because it won't look like what it is. Ooh, might make those funky flat studs out of like niche or just straight up the gloss on it. I don't know. Is there one more pendant to be had in that? I think so. I don't want as much of that as I can get. Okay. And only got one more set of those. Yeah, that's really weird how hard it is to get anything I want for a pendant. Oh, there we go. Okay. Or for the earrings. But like the sunflowers, if you can get the center of that flower, it looks more like a flower. That's probably enough that it'll be pretty and match the other set well enough. And then I can go that way for that flower, right? Or do I want to, oh, that way? Catch all of that. Okay, so that's, and then I need earrings to match that, or I could just make a big square. Let me see what that square looks like. That one. Oh yeah, that's too pretty to not. Okay, and so I won't have earrings to match all of these. Unless I do the little stud, the little ball studs, but yeah, I don't know if I've got enough of the scraps to even do that. We'll see. Alrighty, all that aside. Actually, I could slice. That's what I can do. I could back this and then slice the brown off, and I'll still get clear through to my through to what I was working on before. Okay, so I can make studs to match that are mostly that, just the open color. Oh, there's my pokey sticker with a needle. Sometimes it's really handy to have a needle around to poke stuff, but I like to put a little grip on it. So it's just baked polymer clay and just beat some sort of scraps and stuck it on there and baked it. And I do that with the tiny little nozzle cleaning needles that I send for the with the rollers too. So I have two pairs of those, and then alrighty, and yeah, those are just absolutely gorgeous. This is definitely the prime way to use this technique, but yeah, can definitely be useful in a bunch of other stuff. But this is absolutely the cool way to do it. All right, grab that pile out. In. Those look amazing. For a second. Wow, yeah, those came out better than I thought. Definitely better than the first time we pulled them out, too. Those are so cool. I'll zoom up in them for you for a second. I was gonna grab the other plate and see how much. Yeah, those are fun. Yeah, that fire and that orange. That's great. Haha. Yeah, the orange and the purple. I don't know. Didn't used to be a fan of it, but currently I've played with it a couple times and I really like the purple and the oranges. Oops, so hot. Yeah, just because it's sitting on my table doesn't mean it's cooled down. All right. Yeah, those are amazing. Let's see if the good camera will work. See if we can get a little over. Yeah, I definitely have to figure out how to make this camera the main camera because that's so much better to look at. Wow. Like, holy smokes, wow. Yep, I'm in love. I think I am actually, I can probably do that while it's hot, to be honest. I think we are going to go ahead and lay that stain down in there because I think it will. Go back to the other camera now. But not in that view. Oh, there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and stain the seams on that. It should be totally capable of getting all of it off of the top layer, and I can sand it off too if it doesn't. So yeah, we're definitely doing that because I think it will. Because there's more detail in here than I realized. There's water wet. That might be too wet. Right amount of wet. Definitely too wet. I'm almost wondering if a brush might not be the best way to do this. That one. By making sure I get it in all the seams in little low bits. And I don't end up wasting as much by paper toweling it back off. Yep, definitely worth doing. Good even coating. That's a lot. That's the second coat because the brush is still full. Great. Oh my goodness, this is such a cool technique. You might have to actually sand it back though, mostly because this is so hot. I actually said that, so which I'm not complaining about because that's exactly what I wanted, and that's why I went ahead and did it while it was still hot. Okay, so just to explain my thought process there. Sorry, I know I just got crafting without explaining. Um, I usually will heat set the stain after I've used it. Um, because it definitely makes a difference for it. Seems to make a difference. I can't swear by it, but it definitely seems to make a difference. When I use it, I like to heat set it. So if I'd have stained this up, then wipe the tops and then put it back in the oven if it was cool. But because I put it on hot, it like heat set it almost immediately, which is totally fine with me. Where is my sanding block? Ah, that's where my sanding block ended up. Oh, so the old fat just sanding block from Amazon. That's why I like leaving it on the tile because then I can just hit it with a big old sanding block. Now, this top layer details will start coming back from that. And yes, they made them better. I get this camera to work again. Yeah, those look amazing. Holy smokes. And that's the ones that are coated, so I have to get all the send those back. Each like it's at a little bit of an angle. Ah, things are going in. Well, that really heats that onto the translucent like hardcore. It's not wanting to let go. I'm getting my color back. There we go. Okay. I think we just upgraded this technique. Holy smokes, I think we upgraded this technique. Oh no, run away. Don't come off. Oh, I hate when that happens. I think it's sanded enough though. Yeah, I think so. Definitely gonna have to back those so they thicken up a little bit. Yes. Alrighty. These guys sand off. Oh no, 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 don't release. Stay down. Nope, you're released. Sometimes, especially because it's still super hot, get all the dust off of it. And just stick it back down. Sometimes it'll stay put. I'm gonna let that sit there a little bit and hopefully cool. And not get so aggressive with standing blocks. This is why I like working on the tiles so much, is it gives you sticky surface and locks your things down. Hoping to get a little more color to come through there, but it's not coming. Come on. Just a little bit more. That definitely had a lot more glue to it. No! Oh, come on, stay down. Is it coming? Nope, it's creeping. That's so funny. It's creeping, but it wants to stay, but it's creeping. All the dust out from under it. Okay. I can just take you back down. Back to you in a minute. Knock all that off in the garbage can. Wow. Your turn back off. Right? Holy smokies. This set is just insane. Yeah, I'm glad I tried those sunflowers. I wasn't even gonna try it. Nice. Come on. You sniffed it up back to me. Get my color back. There we go. Cool too much. Stuck it back down and let it cool on the tile. Oh no, it's gonna hold. Okay. Wow, that's so pretty. Big this brush. My man found this thing on Amazon too. Or not Amazon, AliExpress or one of them. Ordered it. He ordered a bunch of them for his car detailing his car. And he had like a 3-pack, and I totally stole one. I love that thing. It's so good at cleaning my plate. Okay, so go ahead and spritz those just to try to rinse them. To be honest, I might have even gone to rinse them in sink. Wow. Like, holy cow, wow. So hard to figure out the angles on showing you guys stuff up there. They're just so fun. Okay. So, yeah. I guess I'll stagger sand them real quick. So these guys are a little, again, little blocks. These are for nail salons, but they're such a nice little size for working on sanding. And each side is a different grit. So it's going to get you kind of a polished effect. Stay down. And lightly. At this point, I'm not trying to take much off. I just want to polish up the surfaces. Okay. Yeah, I did that side. Flip it. Yeet. You stay there. You know you want to. Get over how cool this is. Such a neat technique. You stay put. Let me buff you. And then this one. Next grit's up. No, these guys have gotten tired of me trying to convince them to stay put. See the glow. Completely released. That piece is just too pretty to not get used. Bit of up. Sparkle them up the most. All right. Off again. Oh, oh. Lose that piece. Okay. Note to self. Empty the trash before I start dusting things off into it. Ah, that's the piece. There we go. Okay. And oh yeah, you still on? No, got a good buff going on, and they're just fire. So I could do them with a layer of resin, but I'm not going to because I don't want to lose. I love the depth of the detail in there. You just get so much detail in the background. So yeah, that's a really epic new thing. I'm glad I brought it to you guys. I think this is my absolutely my new favorite style for working. That is just amazing. I could go another layer or two with buffing because I do have additional buffing blocks, but I don't think they need it. I think we're pretty darn amazing. Okay. Release them. Just chuck them all in this little box for now. Come back to them in a little bit. We'll have to at least give them a quick sand around the outside edges, and I probably will back them. I'm not sure if it's going to be a color or what it'll be because I like them trimmed a little, but I could just back them on the cream that they're already on and just keep it simple. We shall see. I can make that decision later. Get my file clean. All right. Oh, and then I am going to take a 2-second break, grab a glass of water, and use the restroom, and I will be right back. Okay. I forgot my earpiece. Ha! Quiet, guys. I lost track of where I put a whole piece of clay. Ah, there it is. It's right in front of me. That's how. Alrighty. So, one more to go. It gets purple top too. And this one, I want to do something butterflies. What's that doing? Oh, it's on my phone. Huh? Because I was just checking to make sure it was still running. I had to run and pee, and I wanted to make sure it was still running. So, yeah. Okay. Need more purple. Did it work? Oh, there's words now. Hi, guys. Oh, my sound came back. Okay. Yes, baby. Hello from Missouri. Texas, huh? Fun. Nice. All over the place. All right. So we need to top layer this. Hopefully that's not super loud. Now can you fix that for me? All right. And that one. Push that enough. Havoc says he wants to play too. Yeah, put him on the table. I don't even know how much he weighs now. He's gotten big. Big old Rottweiler puppy. All right, so there we go. So for those of you who are newer, because it looks like we picked up a couple of viewers since I reposted it to Facebook. Oh no! We had the dogs being quiet, but now they're not so sure they want to be quiet. So what this is the initial layer is this purple. This purple is a mix of 2 parts purple and Sculpey to 1 part graphite pearl. And at the moment, it is my favorite purple. That'll change next week probably, but I've been using it for a couple weeks. But I like it. And then what we did is we topped it with a piece of silver metal leaf for this one, and then a thin layer of translucent done on I believe a 5, correct on that one. And then that piece of dark purple again was on a 8. And then I am going to run this out on a 0, stretch it out, and put in air bubbles. Always help compress them. 1 and a 2. Now I am not sure. I'm thinking these butterflies. There's a lighting issue when I try to show stuff up there, isn't it? So these little butterflies. Again, everything left raised will be the transparent. So the only thing this presses down is the outline sky. Guys, leave him alone. The only thing that presses in are the outlines. So that is one option. Another option is I could do these guys, which to be honest, for this effect, I'd want the extra large, not the small, because those are too compressed. That's going to be purple with a teal coming through. It should be nice, bright poppy teal. So let's see what my other, find the big one of those, because I now just put everything away, trying to clear space on my desk. This is another possibility, but it's going to put too much of the purple down in, and most of what's going to be, no, that's not it. That's not the one to use. That one. That was what I was thinking, and that's probably what I'm going to do. So that's the butterfly wing pattern, and it's got enough space in all of those that all of those are going to come up with the puppy color, and that'll work. So I'm doing that one. It has been decided. But my card is all away. Squeeze away when you're done playing with them. So, it's for you. Lots of little cracks and crevices and holes, so got plenty wet. Oven. Okay. Those are definitely done. Let me pull the purple ones out. They've been at least an hour. They're looking like. Set up there to cool down. Nothing they can heat up or mess up. All right, so now this is ready to go. Hello, little Lyric. Oh, the babies are trying to say hi. Let me see. Can we say hi to a Lyric too? No. Little Lyric. It doesn't work, huh? Oh, they were snapping so good, and now they're not. Ending and pressing deep. Some. Apparently, I didn't get it quite as wet as I thought I did. And all the cracks. And so I always keep a little needle nearby. This one's a little thick for getting the really fine parts, but it's fine for this. Actually, I lost track of my nozzle cleaning needle that has the handle on it, so I grabbed a new one, but I haven't put a new handle on it yet. Oh yeah, and try to remember to get those out whenever I notice them get caught. Alrighty, keep them going. See if that will let us play with the close-up camera again. Can you come in? Slice on the close-up camera. And yes, I know it's a little trippy, but yeah, it's not going to stay there for very long. At least we'll try to get the first couple slices with that. Perfect. Yeah, so this one will work great for that too. But I will say, one of the things I'm liking the most are the ones that have detail other than what the metallic lets pop. But I still think these are going to be really cool. Don't get too deep there. The goal is, yeah, that's getting too deep. Is to just expose the translucent and not cut into where we see the metallic of the silver leaf. I just want to see, that totally failed. Is that the right blade, right? And okay, well that froze on you guys, so back to this one. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that camera or get the cell phone working better because that's got by far the better camera. But pretty, yep, very pretty that way. So I'm going to leave those done. So because this is such a deep roller, actually getting some of these where I can cut all the way through the translucent and the middle leaf and get back up to the purple on the other side. So could have gotten away with rolling this less deep or using the smaller version, but I think the smaller version would have let too little through. And this I might actually just compress back down to a flat layer once I'm done with it. Oh, the dogs woke up from their nap. Weeby, what you yelling at? Anybody has ever come to my house, you will know B. She is the queen bee and the boss little, and she's nuts. And I love her to pieces. She's crazy. So with this pattern, what I'll do a lot of times if I'm shaving off like this and I want to keep the shavings is I'll put a layer of translucent on it so that as I'm slicing off, it'll keep all my shavings organized and I can just plop them down onto another layer. But I'm trying to leave most of the interesting stuff on the slab until I do that. So I don't want to try to do anything like that with this. Nope, too deep. I know that's too deep. Yep, that went too deep too. Wow, it's so easy to do sometimes. Sometimes like you can't get deep enough, and then sometimes it's just like right through it. So pretty. Now it has me wondering if I could use that other butterflies that are all lacy and funkified. That one in embossing. Where is that one in embossing? Oh, there it is. Might be able to use it. Might be interesting to do in embossing. Hmm. Some of these details down there are going to get lost for this one. I do think I'm going to go ahead and burnish this down because I don't know. What do you guys think? Do we want the depth map on it or just let it all be flat and level? If we do it all flat and level, it would make a be really pretty to maybe resin this set. There's lots of ways to make metallics pop, but nothing like resin for just trying to see if there's any areas particular that I would want to see with the depth. It doesn't really, that's not overly doing it for me because the details, I mean, you get some of the dots and the little stuff. I'll let you guys get a look at that. I don't think the depth is necessary here. I don't think it solves much or shows much. So I think I'm going to finish it flat. And I think I've got enough shaved off. I think we're there. And it's so funny that this has become my new favorite furnishing tool. And all sorts of little metal soaps and everything, but I like this. Probably because I designed it to 3D print it to make it the size of my hand in a way I like. So some of that doesn't want to It's really interesting. By closing that in, we're actually getting a mica shift effect. This was the right choice for this set. I wanted to lose all the details in the sunflowers because those need them, but I think this is going to be pretty like this. By closing it in, we're actually getting those details a little bit. You can see what I mean. You can kind of still see. There we go. Oh, let's try this other camera. See how long we can have it for. You gonna wake up? Wakey wakey? Nope, it froze out already, huh? Come on, you know you want to. You alive? You awake? No? Aww. Learning software is such a thing. But yeah, you can kind of see the outlines of stuff and the lines and the dots change over. So yeah, that's kind of neat. I like it. Really taking some work to get all that to close in. I told you I rolled that way too deep. I don't often do that, but I definitely did here. Now the question is, do I want to back this so it thickens up? Probably do, don't I? This needs a suspicion. This is not very thick once I go to pull it off. Amazing how much work it's taken to get this to close in. Keep going. Almost. Almost. It's so funny how happy little accidents sometimes happen. There we go. Almost. Almost. It's so close. All right, there we go. Oh, the beads this would make. Huh. Yeah, I know what I'm doing the rest of my afternoon. I'm doing like 3 of these. Uh, you guys can see what's going on. Light changes and stuff. Yeah, you can't quite see that bit of mica shift going on in there, but it's there, and it'll show up once we pull it out. Okay, so what shapes do we want in this? Or do we want no? We want shapes. We need smaller pieces for beads. Oh, where's my coffee go? Keep sipping coffee. I do think I'm gonna back it though. There's my bulk blade. There's my bulky blade. That is seriously thin. Yeah. Eek. Hmm. That's down. Just back real quick because it got funky and sticky from just being down. Okay. We'll run you through here. All right. So yeah, let's back it. Need more purple. Just want to thicken it up some. Question is though, do we want to do anything interesting with the vacuum or just straight up purple? Ah. This should be enough. So he comes down. Unless I decide I want to straight up the beads out of you. No, you need to be smaller for beads. I already decided that. Did I drop my piece of paper? Maybe I did. Whatever. Now we're extra fat. Okay. 0. Then going to texturize the back. You guys see how that works? Just put a sponge to it, and it gives you a nice little funky, sorry, gives you a nice little funky, gritty texture, so it's not so plain. Okie dokie. Might be kind of fun to do one of those bracelet sets too out of. Yeah. Sponges. I love this here. And even though it's not the most butterfly looking, something about that's really pretty that way. Oval. Or teardrop. Neat, right? Yeah, that's totally getting done. Just like okay. Other side is done. Ready? And you need yours. A little small. That's too small. I like the snug on that pattern, but it's a little tricky to match it out again, I think. Any places where the pattern's not stretched now. I think, oh, there, it'll do it. Mm, should have shaped that way. And with all of that, there we go. Cool. So, and then what else? I might do a line of beads. I said it needs to be more compressed patterns. I don't think I'm doing beads out of these. Something about that's got a really cool effect. And that there has a good effect, good butterfly type effect. Oh, all right, another one of those. This one, I really like that the big eye in the middle effect. I like that, but it's even more spread out. I really like that. I think it's a cool shape to go with. Yes, you do you. Do it the smart way. I made them that way. Have a little squishy thing. Okay. I want the earrings still this side. Probably. It's got the feel of that earring. Where that goes. Tricky thing I find is finding the position in the pattern that still has that same like look and feel as each other on earrings and as the pendant. I like that. Those look good. Let's see. Pendant is and where those earrings are. I like that'll be a pretty match set. Okay. I'm still thinking something. Oh, that's right, though. That had that unblurry effect there. This works for smaller parts. Maybe like that. I'm really liking this shape for this pattern an awful lot. I like that. Okay, so we'll still need to do another pair in these. Before I get into that, I want to see if there's anything else I want to do. Oh, what are you guys doing? Babies are at it. So, like this. I also like something about that. I don't know. That might do good as earrings with this. They're all small. What about that? Maybe the one size down from here? Yeah. I'm trying to shoot. She got a little. There. I don't know that we'll have earrings to match that though. That's just the stretched out and blurry. I like it. All right. And you look like okay or that way. And then that gives similar vibes. So does that. Mm, of those. Hmm. That would work for earrings for that, but I don't think it's going to. Okay, okay. What else? Those. Oh god, space left. Plenty of teardrop shapes. You don't go there. You go there. And you go there. Okay. I'm just thinking oval. Ovals. Do I want the whole thing or do I want it slightly smaller? Maybe one size down. Like the competition of the petals coming up at each other. There it is. See what I mean? I like the face off thing happening there. Oh, yeah, definitely. Stubborn. Under thingy-majiggy. There you go. Save my hands. That's getting old, doesn't it? So frustrating. I don't want to grow up. Oh my goodness. Why do we have to grow up? Be a little big. 30 was too small, so where am I? 300. This is a more narrow one. I'm not going to have enough room to do two of those. So let's go one size down from there. 35. Well, actually, I might be able to do that at the 40. I don't know. Ooh, that's got a fun geometric little bundle right there, but then that's not. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get. I don't think it matters what I grab. I just need something. Actually, that's got a cool amount of little geometric and a lot of the glitter. So let's do that. And then we'll grab that. And there you go. And call it done. There we go. And now I have lots of scraps to convince myself to just bundle up and throw away rather than playing with. Or I'm going to be at it all afternoon. Actually, I like the blur funk on that one a lot. I don't think I did end up making it earrings. I love this. I don't know what it is about that one particularly, but I really like that one. Okay, in the oven they go. Pretty. Means we've been streaming a long time. So these guys now to our original project from start of the video. Yeah, those win. Those definitely win. So we didn't get any color behind that. So that's a surprising amount of silver left behind. I'm just wondering if I have something that's heavier grit than this. You know, let me just put a new one out and see if. Oop, that might be it. Where are they? Where did I store those? Aha. Well, they're an 80 grit. Yeah, I'm not going to get much different than that. Hey, little guy. Maverick heard me walking around and be like, I'm coming. I love that little bug. He's so stinking cute. There's a reason there was a towel there. Little puppy is so cute. These don't need as much foaming as the other set because I don't have the color override. Hoping to see this one particularly down the middle because I don't have as much shown through as I want there. I should go grab the Dremel and just buzz off just that spot. Mm. Oh well. I have just a nice light little sand over it. Yep. Okay. And then the upper side. Okay. Little button. Um, where's my little thing? There it is. Missing block. I think it's time to replace him. So, yeah, these are what these little things are. This is a 180 240, and this is almost enough to buff, like actually genuinely buff them. And then the other guys are, let's see, find it on just the grab, 8100. So that one 8100, 120, 240. Upper side, 120 to 240. It's almost possible to tell the difference between the two. Definitely like buffing stuff. I love these the little branches with all the color. Those come out so cute. I might need to do a pattern that's just those little branchy guys. They're really cute too. And essentially just a quick little buff over. I think this daydream of sanding some off is kind of a silly one. Oh, I buried my. No, I'm knocking things everywhere. Oh my goodness, it's about to be a mess over there. Nothing's loose. So I don't have to worry about actually throwing things out this time. All into the trash. Hmm. To make sure that all the grit got lost. Run away spray bottle. Yes, that is. Those came out there. Awesome. Those little tiny little branches. They're so stinking cute. Need to get better clarity. Let's see if we can look at them here. Will it work this time? No. Wakey wakey. Nope. Turn it off a minute. See if it'll come back up. All right. Let's go and pull those off. Have our tiles because we have all this sweat going on. Oh, Maverick wants to play. He woke up now. He was such a good boy. He just went back to sleep for us. Yeah, apparently, no, it is his lunchtime. So I am gonna have to beg off here shortly and take care of the doggos. Purples with the orange to check out real quick. They've cooled down. I guess I could have done them before I even got to this. this cool down, but I'm so excited. Tile. Let's check these guys out. And holy smokes, those are popping orange. Okay, so more orange than I intended, I think, but they're fun. If I do that bracelet, holy, I mean, it's like fire. So whatever those colors I used, I'm glad I have notes of them because holy smokes. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go and sand that down too. It'll help with the glow. Oh, that's cool. Mm. Alrighty. One. So on this one, if we were to try to drop some stain down in there, better do like a acrylic or something. It's not a bad idea. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of, that's what I was saying. Super dark versus the vibrant versus having a little bit of more details. Something in me is just the tiniest bit tempted to actually drop some stain down in there or something. I have one that's a little bit lighter than. I don't know if it'll brighten up this color enough or not. Be worth it. There, we're getting the fire back. Holy smokes. This was on a, yeah, this was on a gold foil too. Holy cow. Wow. I definitely have a new favorite technique. Absolutely a new favorite technique. Probably going to be designing things with more awareness of that relief texture down in there too, because that actually like does a lot. The ones of these that have more interest going on in the background definitely seem to make them way more interesting. Wow, those are so fun. Just the snap and pop and crackle of that glow color is just crazy. I need to get one of these big brushes like this for my lady at the nail salon. She always brushes off my nails with like this teensy little like toot toot toot. And so I like toot toot toot. And this thing's like whoa. I love that thing. I don't know why. I'm such a dork. All right. Okay, so we're back to all just dark and light. Ah, tempting. You don't get any of that background tonation really showing up. So I don't know what it is exactly I'm thinking is missing. So once I sanded and that got that little bit of, those are crazy. Absolutely nuts. And that wiping them down with water doesn't do anything extra other than just pulling all the rest of the dust off, making sure I don't have any dust left sitting on them, because the grooves and everything. But yeah, these have been fun. And not forget our epic little sunflowers over here. Oh, like, I mean, that's just that I need to hang so I can wear it. Oh man, these are probably gonna totally get thieved with my Christmas presents. I always bring a few things to gift my family as Christmas presents, like out of my jewelry stash for the ladies in my family. Like I never finish any of these things, so I've always got all these little like just half finished pendants floating around. So I just bring the whole stash and let them pick through. And they always end up stealing the best ones. Yesterday, so yesterday they didn't let it sit as long with the stain on it, so it doesn't have quite as much of that background color. So let's give us a minute of play. You don't even want to come over to it anymore. You can do it. Oh, you know what? Ah, my phone died. That's what happened. It's not coming back. All right. So we're stuck with this one. I'll try to get some good pictures and throw them up on. That you'll stick down. You haven't been sanded on the back yet. Sticky, sticky. Oh, that one's actually upside down, but whatever. Yeah, those are kind of stupid awesome. We're only 10 minutes in on what's up in there with the flowers. So, you guys want to throw a backing on? These are just, those are so crazy. I'm really surprised by how good that pattern works. Like, that's just fun. Probably could string that one. I think it's thick enough. Yeah, I don't think it needs anything extra. Then it had some earrings with it, didn't it? In here. Here you guys. Nope, here's the other set. Here's the other version. There you are. I don't think I can string that on silver, huh? It's probably going to need a antique gold or a gold. Yeah, I'll do that with you guys real quick. Another 10 minutes or so playing around so that we can get the. I don't want to let go. Back in your bin. Release these guys yet. Freedom! Those are just crazy. That orange is just like, I don't know if it's showing up for you guys as crazy as it is for me, but there you go. Like, just the fire in that is absolutely nuts. All right. Oh, there we go. So this is the set that we didn't use any metallic. We just straight up use alcohol ink. And that's the way to go. Metallic alcohol ink on metal leaf is a little irrelevant. Oh, I've got a bunch of cutters out, don't I? Losing my mind. All right, let me work on that set. Cutters away real quick. Ovals out. Squares. Um, I wonder if Bill agreed. That might be a little too busy for that. A little bezel or just use the ring. Yeah, there's just still have two of those out. Oop. What I love about having these little trays set up the way I do. It makes it really obvious when a piece is missing. So I know how to go looking for it and don't just tend to be done when I'm not done. Do we even know? Um, all my jewelry stuff is buried too. Right, there's cords and things. There's my wires. Here. That's the stash of basic wire tools. And here, let's see. What was the question? Is antique gold is probably, yeah, that's the win. So I have that there. I have some pieces there. I have, yeah, that's rings and, oh, that's what I need to find. Where's my wires now? That's not here. There. Ah, next bin. There we go. I've been using this Parawire stuff. I actually really like it. However, looking at it, I don't have a match to antique gold. Thought I did. Those are different sizes in silver. That is a good match, though. Right? There is browner, redder, browner, redder, browner, redder. Not many of you chatting, so I can't ask you guys. Let's go with the browner one. I like that. Okay. So those I actually don't need. I have to make my own jump rings too. All right. So here, its place. Let's go back over there. Voila, things are away. Don't look at this mess of stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna be here forever tonight. Oh, there we go. All right. So, in order to do earring hooks, I like those at it's 2 1/4 or 2 1/2. It's 2 1/2 is what I decided. I think because I usually end up doing a pretty big this. Two of those at 2 1/2. Oh, I like the color for those orange pieces too. Man, those oranges are so crazy. I kind of feel like they need a glaze or something though to get that details to show up more. I don't know. At some point I'll figure that out. Okay, I'm gonna have to drill baby, drill these. Should have a little drill press, and that's amazing, but it got kind of put away, so I'm not gonna make a thing of finding it. So I'll block the drill into, so I'm just starting them on the tile, but I don't want to take any chance of going all the way through. So and then usually when I do dropping things again. Uh-oh. Lost the wire. Found the wire. All right. So how I do my little wire pieces. I also usually like to have a little accent bead on the wire. I'm not wearing anything today. Wow. That's an almost never occurrence. I don't know. Those are kind of good with that. Yeah, that's got most of the colors in it. Another option would be like maybe that guy. Just kind of, actually, yeah, a little more subtle. I think I like it. I want the rest of the colors in this to be what pops. Okay, so the way I like to make these is behind a loop. I'm pretty sure it's the third size up will be appropriate for this. So just grab it and wrap it around and pull it till it matches. And then squish it flat because I have a little bit of an angle going to it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's lunchtime for me too. Coordination is slipping. I need food. The way it goes. Okay. Then I want to grab it and right below that little ring. Pivot so that I am now that shape. There you go. And from there, a little bead goes on it. And yeah, that's the right color. And then I fold towards the front. Add the bead. Have to really lock that bead in place. A little bit of fold. And then I grab, I'm looking for the big side. So I have to kind of try to get it as level as possible with the directions. Let's see if we get there. You want it all kind of straight and facing the same way. Just bring that around the front. And maybe it was 2 1/4, but whatever. And then I don't have my flat ones over here, but I'll just grab that. And that is part of that. Touch of a bend, sorry. Touch of a bend. I'm just trying to bend that out so that when I go to find it with my ear hole, it's easier to grab. And I actually am going to take that extra little bit of length off of it because it's too long. So it's 2 1/2, not 2 1/4. Or sorry, 2 1/4, not 2 1/2. Off that. And I'm going to cut the other one down by that much. And then but it was the third smallest size on this. Just pinch, grab, pinch, wrap. And always try to go to the starting point right there. It's the easiest way to get it to, and then reverse it. And it's harder to get close enough there. You can do it from here though. And at the end of that hole, we just rotate it back. Work better with little tweezers, to be honest. And then the little bead goes on. Actually, it's got a little wave to it, so I'm going to pull it. And just kind of straighten it out a little. So, let it bead on. And bend it forward, close to the top of that bead as I can. And then find the biggest side. Get it lined up and straight and flush and check it from that angle. Make sure my circle is the same way. And then just wrap it around until I get it to that shape. And then I always grab the end with that part. Turn up so that when you search for your ear hole, it's a little easier to find. Too far, so I'm gonna If anything feels a little off angle, I just mess with that. There we go. Alrighty. We're now ready to hang. Bring it off to the inside. Make sure I am right side, little tiny hole, and loop it in. And I've gotten to where I like that good sized hole because it gives the earring plenty of room to angle and adjust. So the set that you just buy offline or whatever, the hole there is too small for me to put directly on. I'd want a couple of jump rings. And then that's more fail points. So I try not to make stuff that has fail points. Again, take that loop, loop to the side. Make sure we're aiming that the right direction. Straighten that loop back up, snug it around, and there we go. So yep, there's ones and earrings. And then just make a jump ring for that. Yes. I don't have any fancy bells in my head right now, and I don't think I'm gonna go making any. Just one, or do I want to double? I think I'm gonna drill this hole a tiny bit wider. Right. Sometimes what looks nice is just doing like a double jump ring or triple jump ring, and that works too. Probably gonna want the biggest. Biggest is that size. Yeah, that's way too big. Let's do the second biggest, probably. Mm, loop it and loop it and loop it until they meet up. So that's two, and they'll be sorry. That's two, and they'll be matching size. Or do I want to go ahead and do? Two's fine. So then I will cut through both. And now I have two matching size jump rings. That's it. One through. Drill that more, or will you fit both? Might. Oops. Will you offset? Kismet's all belly up down there being sweet boy. He's such a sweet boy. Come on. Oh, stop it. Slippery coordination. Yeah, we're touching 30 minutes, so that set should be getting see through now. All right. I don't think it's a whole size, but I'm going to drill the whole size out bigger anyway, just in case. Okay. Definitely going to work now, I think. You. Okay. Struggling. The first one's going on so good. It might just be one jump ring after all. There's something. Oop. Okie dokie. Oop, those. There's your ship. And sometimes what I'll do. Yeah, you're still not what are you doing? Why are you griefing me? Sorry guys, I'm not so good at showing you all this part because I'm not so good at it yet that I can do it without looking while watching a camera. There we go. Okay. So, and I think it just looks better with the two versus one. It just thickens it up a little. Makes it look a little bit more polished. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. So we got one set done. And I could probably pull the other ones out now. So cool. So many options. Hundreds of options. I keep it. You belly up boy. Paper towel again. Now I lost mine. And yes, that's a win. That is such a win. They're stinking gorgeous. All right, back in the heat. Actually, you know what? Let me try something real quick. There's little bubbles kind of showing up in them. I don't know if it's coming off the tile or what, but I don't know if I can make any difference. I'm going to try just pressing them down. It's kind of pushed on one as I was putting it in there, and it did flatten. Yeah, it's just air bubbles where it's popping on. Like, it must have been air pocket on the tile. They're still soft enough. They can be contorted, so hopefully, there you go. Whatever that situation was. So that's interesting. So as pretty as this was, part of what made it look so cool was the blend of the white into the purple. But now it's translucent into purple blend and it has a fully different look. Fascinating. Really cool. All right. Look more like dragonfly wings than butterfly wings, but they're beautiful. All right, I am going to call that finito and feed my baby dog and feed myself. And I hope you guys all had a good time hanging out and watching. And I will see you guys on the next one. Hopefully, I'll get my video improved and all sorts of stuff. We'll keep working at it. Talk to you guys soon.